Hi everybody, it's Chuck, and I'm back with another review. Today I'm excited to bring to you, from Transformers Robots in Disguise, this is the 2016 Minicon Weaponizer 4-pack. Now, earlier in the year, we got a set where it was basically 3 standard Minicons, the deployers, and 1 Weaponizer. This is the full set. First time we have a full set of 4 that are all Weaponizers. From left to right, we have Dragonus, Lancelot, Bashbreaker, and Lord Duma Tron. I don't know if you guys probably already know this, but Lord Duma Tron has, I think, quickly become the most favorite, or the favorite, weaponized Minicon out there just because of his name. I mean, he's a Lord Duma Tron, so it's kind of funny that, you know, he's basically a subservient to a standard Decepticon. Dragonus is the only Autobot in the set. The other 3 are all Decepticons. I'm a bit disappointed by that because I would have liked to have seen an even split, you know, that way in terms of, you know, building your set and what have you. As you can see, Lancelot and Lord Duma Tron also come with armor bits that can be worn in robot mode as well as weapon mode, and the figures can transform with the weapons on. I'll be honest with you, I'm not that excited by them, at least compared to the 2 previous Weaponizer packs with Sideswipe and Strong Arm. I think those Minicons wore the armor a bit better. Also, they kind of interfere with the transformation, but again, we'll get to that in a moment. We're going to start off with Dragonus. He's basically a laser wing-tipped flying dragon. As you can see, it's a very nice metallic blue with some red highlights. You do have that scanning code there. Nothing on the bottom. I should mention there are what appears to be ports that can either add armor on and also attach it to a frame. All of these, let's be honest, are going to get repainted a few times in the course of the line. So, you know, I'm sure we'll see this mold with armor at some point. To transform it into the weapon, what you want to do is just push the wings forward, and they will peg together at the sides back here, and at the front they'll just latch in, and then you'll see this 5mm grip. Now, I should mention, even though all of the different classes are supposed to be 5mm compatible, I have noticed that depending on how the hand is sculpted, it does lead to some issues holding the weapons. You'll also see when we get to some of the other figures that they do have tapered pegs, but I'll point that out. And so, just like that, we have a nice little hand blaster. You know, double barrel, very nice. You know, the peg here is on a ratchet, which all of them, well, the ones that the pegs move are. I do like that, so you can hold it like this as a tuning fork. I do have some figures. We'll take a look at how they hold them in a minute. Next up is Lancelot, and I was kind of really think this is one of my favorites of the set, just because I like the sword-based items. One thing that I'm not sure, I'll pull off some of the armor here so you can see. On this side, it has like a little molded-in lance, and on this side, a molded-in shield. I think that's actually kind of cool, and a nice little, makes it a little extra pizzazz. The helmet here can flip down. Now, you can transform it with the helmet up. I kind of think it works better with it folded down. So just go ahead, fold that down, come around the back here, fold down this peg, and here you can see this is the transformation lever, but as you can also tell, this is what I was talking about in having the tempered peg. So you have the, for like maybe smaller hands or tighter spaces, you can use that thinner peg while it moves up into a thicker peg. Now there is one problem with Lancelot here, and you're kind of seeing it now, is that the bits do tend to stick, so what you might have to do is pull the legs out a little just to get it started. But in doing so, you get this very nice looking lance. But as I said, the armor bits really don't add much to it, so I'll take them off when we get to the final comparisons here. But that's that. Next up, we come to Bashbreaker, and I really like Bashbreaker. Again, you know, as I've mentioned before, you do see their little ports here that eventually this probably will be released in some version with armor and what have you to attach it. Basically brown with a little swap of purple, and instead of hands it just has two giant bricks. That's kind of cool. So once again, fold the peg down and out just like so, and then what you do is grabbing this peg in the rear, just pull it straight up, and you get a giant clubbing hammer. That's really cool, and it really does look like a hammer. You know, it's like, you know, you can see it in the cartoon. You know, a little. You know what? 2-pack this guy and the Decepticon anvil, but have it transform into an anvil. You can just do a little hammer and nailing. There you go. All right, enough silliness. And then finally, probably the star of this set, Lord Duma Tron. Now, Duma Tron is obviously a retool of the spherical Minicons. In fact, I think outside of the new head, we've seen this body before. Now, like Lancelot, it can transform with the armor bits, but there is a bit of an issue with this piece right over the head. You do kind of have to guide it around the shoulder spikes here, or it does have a tendency to pop off. First step, what you want to do is rotate the peg out. Again, this is on a ratcheting joint. Very nice. And then flip up the hands, just like so. And then go ahead, close in the sides, and just, you know, keep your finger up top here so that piece doesn't go flying off. And it pegs together in the back. Now, what I like to do is basically fold the handle back down, because as you'll see when the robot holds it, it'll basically just cover the hand, and it's basically this claw dagger, punch dagger type of thing. It really looks kind of cool, but you know, again, I think the outside of this top piece, the armor bits don't work all that well for him. So, well, those are the Minicons in weapon mode. Let's see how they work with various members of the Robots in Disguise toy line. Okay, and basically what I wanted to do was I wanted to get a general sampling of the various arm types. First, we have Commander Class, the Minicon 2-pack Sideswipe, who has, you know, a swivel shoulder, ball-jointed elbows, and believe it or not, this figure holds the weapons the best. We come over to Drift. Now, Drift is holding Duma Tron, and Drift is an example of one of the figures that, because of the way the hands are molded, has an issue holding some of these guys because of the way that the grips are designed. It actually has a universal elbow, but a ball-jointed, ball-socket shoulder unit that basically makes it difficult to hold a Minicon like Duma Tron upright. I mean, if I come in here, you'll see he's holding it. Before it was drooping it down, but you know, there's that. Now, this is the one-step prime that is a completely new mold and not related to the Target exclusive gift set whatsoever. This figure, unfortunately, because of how the hands are sculpted and painted and what have you, can only hold some of these a certain way, and you know, he's holding Lancelot, cannot hold Bashbreaker or Dragonus because the pegs are too thick, and as you can see, can't even get it in all the way. Now, Hasbro advertises that all of these weaponized Minicons are supposed to be compatible with all the figures across the line. Now, I could, if I wanted to, switch out and use this secondary peg here that's on Lancelot, and it would actually does not work any better because it doesn't choke up enough. So basically you're stuck with, if you want to use Lancelot with Prime, that particular way. And then finally we come to Grimlock. Now I grabbed Grimlock because I know he has those faux ratchet joints, but the problem is he has this swivel shoulder that basically cannot support the weight of any. First of all, the way the hands are molded, Dragonus is the only one able to fit in his hand, and the shoulder just can't support the weight. So that's something to keep in mind going down the line, depending on who you want to use these various weapons with. They haven't shown up in the cartoon yet, so really don't know how they're going to be utilized, if at all. A lot of those Minicons from season that were released before and during season 2 never really showed up for the most part in the cartoon. You had some episodes towards the end of the season where you would have like an army of one type just roll on through, literally. But other than that, this is about it. So really don't know how these are going to work. I am a little disappointed that Grimlock, for the most part, really can't hold anything. But then again, figure was never intended. Like I said, I am very surprised that Sideswipe can hold the arms up. Drift, I'm a little surprised, but I think that has to do more with the tolerances in the shoulder joints. And Prime, I've had him holding Sawtooth and I think Windstrike, which was Sideswipe's Minicon, and really did not have a problem. The problem really just happened today, and I think it has to do more with the fact that the way those hands are painted. So that's really just this was really just for some information, so you can judge and see who works best with what. Also, as you can see, I did take the armor off Duma Tron and Lancelot just so you could see what they look like unarmored. I really do like the way Lancelot looks better without the armor. It's just like a straight lance type of deal. So yeah, that's about it. I was able to pick this up off of eBay from a seller there. Not really sure how or where he found this set. I'm sure it'll start creeping into stores sooner than later. I know that the 2-packs are slowly getting out there, so just keep an eye out, and you might have to rifle through some older stock to find these. But like I said, they're really cool, and they add a new level of playability to the pre-existing figures. This is your old pal Chuck for Bashbreaker, Lancelot, Dragonus, and Lord Duma Tron. We will see you next time.